Hi, friends, and welcome to day 12 of the holiday challenge. Okay, we are just have today and tomorrow left of the challenge. And so today, what we're going to do, yesterday, I had asked you to create a list of three blessings and three challenges. And if you wanted, you could also add some things to be grateful for onto that list as well from the last year, from 2022. And so today, we're going to use those and we're going to take it a step further. And so, before I get into that, let's just again put everything in context. So, on our kickoff call, I talked about this idea of solstice, winter solstice, or summer solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere. And, this idea too of this time of year with like Christmas and Hanukkah and like all of these things, and New Year's beginning on January 1st. And, this idea of with winter solstice on the 21st of December, the wheel of the year begins again. And, there's these cycles of creation, and we're beginning again with winter. So winter begins for us here in the Northern Hemisphere on December 21st. And so with that, the wheel of the year begins again, and soon we will welcome the new year, the calendar year of 2023. And so very much, we're entering the time of the womb of we're entering the womb of winter at this time. And it's all about endings and beginnings. That's the theme right now. We're saying goodbye to 2022. We're welcoming 2023. We're taking some time to reflect on 2022. That's what I had you do yesterday. And now we're wanting to let what wants to go, go, so that what wants to come can come. So it's this idea of there's like this transition time. And that's where we are right now. We're in a transition time. And so it's blessing and thanking and releasing 2022 in order to welcome in 2023. And so it's very much this like idea of death and rebirth at this time of year. We're saying goodbye to one year and welcoming a new one. We're saying goodbye to the end of one cycle of the wheel of the year as we begin another one. We're finishing fall and we're entering into winter. And winter again has these themes of like deep rest, rejuvenation, nourishment, contemplation, like energy going inward. And so with that, we also with the winter solstice, now everything has shifted and now the sun is going to begin to come back, meaning the days will start to get longer again. So they've been shorter up until this point from summer solstice through to where we are now with winter solstice. And now with winter solstice, it marks we're now going into another half, like the next half where the sun is coming back and the days will get longer. And then we'll hit summer solstice again in June, and then it switches. But the whole wheel begins with winter solstice. So one of the traditional ways, ancient ways of marking this is with a Yule log. So you may have heard of Yule logs. Maybe you've even, done one before. So my family and I, this is a tradition that I started when I really got into this idea of, harnessing the energy of this time of year and being very intentional about this idea of, consciously creating my life. This goes well beyond New Year's resolutions. This is, like what do we want to create in our lives this next year? And how can we bless and thank the year past? And so this idea of doing a Yule log, again, it's like an ancient tradition my ancestors have done. And if you are at all have any your lineage from Northern Europe, then yours will have done it likely as well. Where you so what they used to do is literally just take a log and they would burn it for 12 days. In modern days, what we're doing is many of us is taking wood, and I like take 3 sticks or 3, pieces of wood, and I tie them together with a ribbon. And then I add different things that are of significance. So like cinnamon and lavender, rosemary, oranges, whatever it may be, different things that will perfume and make it smell beautiful. I add some evergreens like eucalyptus, cedar, whatever it is that I can get my hands on. And I create this like beautiful Yule log. And last year we had a party where I had all of our friends, I invited them to partake in this ritual with me, where we took the blessings and the challenges that we had written out. I had everyone write out blessings and challenges from 2022 and what they're ready to release and bless and say goodbye to from 2022, and attach it. They wrote it on little cards, and then attached it to the Yule log. And then we burnt the Yule log in a fire pit. And it was really beautiful. And it was to symbolize, like, fire, because fire is a beautiful thing to use in ritual and in ceremony, because what it symbolizes is transformation, because nothing can be created or destroyed, only transformed. And so it's this idea of taking, the blessings and the challenges from 2022 and transforming them and releasing them. And then the ashes from that Yule log, what they would do traditionally is then use that to put on soil to then, and from the ashes, then their dreams and hopes for the next year would spring forth, because it would be used to fertilize what is to come. And again, this time of year is a fertile void, right? Meaning there's a void, meaning there's potential for what it is to come to spring forth, but it's fertile. It's not an empty void with nothing and no potential. It's a fertile void, meaning there is space and potential for new things to come. And so when I think of winter, that's what I think of. I think of this time to rest, go inward, be reflective on, the year past, and what is it that I want to create, because I have this potential, I have this fertile void. What is it that we want to bring forth into the next year? What is it that we want to create? And so before we get to that, first we need to bless and release the year that has already happened. And so yesterday I had you write out the 3 challenges and the 3 blessings. And now I invite you to take that into a fire ceremony. Now you can do that with a Yule log, and I'm going to attach a link below so that you can watch a YouTube video on how to create a really simple one. But if that's too much for you and it doesn't appeal to you, that's okay. You can literally just take a piece of paper that you've written your blessings and your challenges on and simply just burn it. It can be as simple, it can be as extravagant as you want. Like, it's just whatever is meaningful for you. That is the point of this. It's taking the opportunity to mark the occasion in a way that is meaningful for you. And that's how we bring, more sacredness and more meaning to the holidays, right? It's choosing traditions that resonate with us, that feel good, and that hold meaning. And, bringing that into our lives, bringing it to our families, our friendships, and sharing that. And, last year when we did that at our solstice party, it was so lovely. And their friends, this year, we're not having the party. It's, but last year, friends, they enjoyed it so much. And this year they were asking, are you going to have another one? Are you going to have another one? And we want to do it again. And maybe we'll do it next year. But this year we're choosing to do it just more intimate, just my family. But yeah, it was really beautiful to invite others in. But maybe you want to do it just yourself. Like this year, I just want it to be contemplative, much quieter. So it's a really beautiful tradition. So I'm giving you the link below so that you can watch the video on how to create a Yule log if you would like to do it that way. Or what you can do is just so if you do the Yule log, you're going to create the Yule log, and then you're going to write, you can again write it on a piece of paper. You can write it on, I did it with little like tags, like gift tags, and wrote each blessing and challenge, and attached it to the Yule log, tied it with string. Or you can just write it on a piece of paper, roll it up or fold it up and put it onto the Yule log, and then burn it and sit and watch it burn and contemplative. And again, it's this idea of, it's the lighting of the Yule log is to welcome back the sun. It's to beckon, to bring back the sun, to beckon the sun. And then also this idea that as it burns and as the challenges and the blessings are burning, it's this idea that their ashes will be the fertile ground from which the new year and the new intentions and the new dreams and visions will come. And also they're being transformed. They're being released because we're letting what wants to go to invite in what wants to come for the next year. And so, yeah, you can do that with the Yule log, or you can just simply take your blessings and your challenges that you've written out on a piece of paper and just burn the piece of paper. And again, with the ashes, you can take that and you can put it in a house plant. You can put it outside in your yard. You can do whatever you want, but it's this idea of the ashes, letting the ashes go so that they will be helping the fertile ground for what wants to come next, right? From which the new dreams and visions will spring forth. And we're going to talk about those new dreams and visions tomorrow. And we have our finale tomorrow, our finale call as well, which I have a really fun announcement that I'm going to give you, or that I'll announce. But yeah, so that's what I have for you today. This idea of a Yule log and fire ritual and releasing 2022 through reflection and, letting go of the challenges and the blessings and creating space for what wants to come in 2023. Okay, so enjoy. And again, you don't have to do it today. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it sometime this week, whenever. Again, there's no hard and fast rules with this. It's just this idea that we're in solstice season and you can do it sometime this week. You could do it sometime before the new year. It's really, again, no stress. This is about what works for you. So whenever you have a moment to do this, whether you're by yourself or with family members, with friends, that's really what matters. It's just taking the time to do it at some point during this season. Okay, so that's what I have for you today, and I'll see you tomorrow.